Hi Rick, it's Malcolm here. Just wanted to keep you up to date with what we're doing with Madison. Um, Obviously, following our phone call earlier in the week. Madison on the left here, I've got to do doing some intense work trying to get that club to hinge. You can see we've got the swing guide on here. She did show me the strap as well. We're going to do some work with that in the next coming days. But you can see that what we've got working here is the swing guide and the shaft resting on the laces of our right shoe there to try and give her an awareness of being more quiet with that through the ball. So here's how it's looking now. So obviously the feet are close together. This is just a drill to emphasize the hinging of the wrists and quieting the legs down a little bit and trying to use her chest through the ball a little bit more. So as she goes back from here, her feeling is to push down on the grip to kind of almost lever the club head up as she pushes down on the grip. So as she gets halfway back here, you can start to see that the hinge is starting to occur. I'd still like it to happen probably a little bit sooner, but I think we'll get there over time. But definitely halfway back here is an improvement. As you can see, when Madison came in September or August, this is her swing on the right-hand side here. Obviously a very, very wide stance, and then from here, very little hinge, as you know, going back. So you can see that we're starting to make some distinctive visual changes here to the swing now, especially during drill time. Obviously, as you know, with that lack of hinge, the arms carry on back a little bit, the middle doesn't wind, the legs start to slide down here, and the big thing really is the way that club face was coming down very closed. With a better grip and the swing guide here and a better hinge of the wrists, the swing stays a little shorter, and as she comes down she manages to load the shaft quite nicely. And the big thing again is that you can see the club face is way more square, which is going to allow her to really release the club more aggressively through the ball. And you can see she does so. Very little movement from the right foot there, just about the right amount, and then she can actually release that club on the way through now, whereas on the right hand side you could see that she never was able to release the club head through the shot because it was so closed. The ball would have gone so far left. She hangs onto it, scoops it, as you know, and we get that look there as opposed to this rehinged look on this side here. All right, so that's what we're doing. Some exercises that we've been doing to encourage this is some left arm onlys. I think this is going to improve her strength a little bit as well. She seems very weak in that left hand, and this is an exercise here that she can do to increase the strength in her hand and her wrist, to be able to hinge that club and then rehinge it on the way through. So hinge here and rehinge here. The other thing that we're doing sometimes is I get involved and I get a stick here, hold the stick here and say, right, you're going to have to hinge it before you reach my stick. So it's got to happen much lower, almost immediately from the ball, pushing the grip of the club down. So the left hand's actually levering the grip, pushing down that way, and the club head starts to come up that way, and that, like you know, gives her a better position at the top of the backswing. So pushing that down here. Alright, so she does that. She's got to do that before she hits my stick. And way better look to that hinge here. Nicely down into impact. You can see she maintains some lag there, and then actually gets a little bit of release happening as well. So the more that we can do that, the stronger she gets, the better. See, the lower body's a little bit more quiet there as well. She's using the chest a little bit better through the ball. And from here, same deal. We've got the club on the right foot there, just trying to quiet that down. She works on the hinge here, pushes that club down in the backswing, gets the club hinged going back. We've got a nice short look. It comes down, a little bit of movement with the leg there. We've still got to kind of work on that to quieten the lower body and unwind the upper. But still approaching the golf ball at a much better angle than she used to do. If you have a look back here to August when she came, you see is the old move as she goes back there. So just compare these two positions from here now to that one. Almost picture book perfect there on the left hand side. All right, and then high and lifty and closed. Legs drive. Look at the club face coming into the ball here. This was back in August here. She couldn't get any ball flight at all with that club face coming into the ball. Now she's got the club shallowing beautifully, and the club face has got way more loft on it here coming into impact. So again, she can go ahead and aggressively release that club and release the chest and the right side through, as opposed to sort of that right arm getting stuck here and then scoopy through the ball, as you know. All right, so we don't want to see much more of that one on the right. We want to focus on this one on the left here. All right, and make that more the norm. There's plenty of speed in there as well. She's getting a very impressive strike on the ball. And again, she managed to score very well on the golf course this morning, which I was happy with. She's about a 38, I think, this morning. So it's all coming together. I don't think the golf week was a good idea. I just don't think we're mentally ready for that. It's such short notice. So I hope you agree with me on that one. But she's definitely heading in the right direction and not far away from being able to complete